So I'm going to Vancouver tomorrow. I have not told this to anyone. If my friends are watching this, they're gonna be like, what the F? Your girl painted her nails, you know, not professionally done, because there's like, oh my god, I like colored outside the line. These two colors. Fab florals. And then on top, a layer of multifaceted. Anyway. Do you see how beautiful that color is? I thought I'd come out here, start the vlog, and say hello, how's it going? Essentially, this trip just to get out of the city a little bit, see and smell the green nature, possibly figure out if, you know, this is the next destination spot, the next CTD headquarters, I don't know, maybe. But with that being said, if you have any recs of must-go places, because I think the last time I went, I kind of didn't do my homework when it comes to ramen, but the sushi, oh my god, anywhere we went, the sushi was so delicious. I don't know how much of it I'm gonna vlog, but definitely something I want to keep as sort of a memory for me. So first thing, I'm just working on some Chikka Tikka Diaries. If you didn't know, I launched a very special announcement.
Desi Girl Approved is my mission to bridge the gap between cringe food influencer reviews and meaningful storytelling rooted in authenticity. Because here's 3 reasons why Desi Girl Approved exists. My 100% self-funded food review series, because these stories deserve to be told. Oh my god, that is delicious. Reason 1, Rick's Good Eats. My 18-year-old self grew up watching Chef Rick Mothru and his iconic butter chicken lasagna be on shelves at any real Canadian superstore. So I knew his butter chicken mac and cheese on episode 3 and his cheesecake dessert jars in episode 4 would be revolutionary. These 2 episodes were my way of honoring creativity that pushes past the stereotypical norms of what Western media sees as Indian food and even South Asian cultural expectations. Reason 2, OG Ghee. In episode 5, I featured OG Ghee and the founders behind the brand, Rush and Tom. Tasting their ghee reminded me of how my amma makes it at home. That sultry, nutty aroma that hits your senses and lingers just long enough to make you crave just one more spoonful. The team behind OG Ghee are breaking barriers in an industry dominated by big ghee brands cutting corners. Yes, of course, I can totally make my own ghee, but listen, bestie, I'd much rather outsource that, oops, to the literal ghee masters. Reason 3, Butter and Spice Bake Shop. In episode 10, I showcased Chef Marshall McKenzie, a Culinary Institute of America grad who worked in NYC and London, but chose to build her bakery right here in Toronto. Her brownies, magical. Her cake by the slices, and even cuppa cakes, pure innovation. Highlighting her was about honoring excellence that often goes unseen, especially among women of color in the culinary world. So on episode 12, I'll be dropping the free DGA food brands and hotspots spreadsheet featuring over 500 restaurants, cafes, and food brands across the globe. From Toronto to Vancouver to NYC to even my home city of Bangalore, India. So that you could explore right alongside me, bestie. As always, click the link in my bio and enter your email for early access to this free Google spreadsheet. I want to enunciate: free, no cost to you.
Excited. It's quite extensive, gonna be honest, because it's like I really don't know all food brands and all hotspots that exist. So that's where you guys come in. If you know any food spots or food brands that should be added onto this list, let me know. Like the whole idea, because now, you know, with YouTube vlogging, I can now expand on my future goals and ideas when it comes to Desi Girl Approved. I would obviously rate and review and go to these places, and also have it be a way where you can also give your review and ratings and what you liked about it. And I think that maybe in the 2.0 version, you know what I mean? What I also want to do is the blogging aspect, because I'm a huge writer, is to write, you know, a more in-depth blog post in a very Chikka Tikka Diaries manner, going more into the founders when it comes to a food brand, why they started it, what they saw was lacking in the industry that they're in. Also from a business aspect, what have they learned in this, you know, entrepreneurial journey that they've been on. You know, the Desi Girl 3-minute videos that I put isn't able to capture all of that. The Desi Girl Approved is just to capture fun little 3-minute food content, but then the blog post would be an additional exclusive thing for you to check out, where I go in depth as to who the face is behind the brand, and, you know, tell a little bit more about their story. For me, food, storytelling, and community, like, is the mission for Chikka Tikka Diaries. Trying to figure out how to blend those three aspects in such a different way. In the beginning, my mom, she saw me working and filming 4 consecutive Desi Girl Approved back to back, and she's like, why are you killing yourself? Why are you doing this? And I was like, I thought it's obvious as to why I'm doing it, but I guess it's not. When the pandemic started, that's when I really got into supporting small businesses and things like that. But then when there was this growing hatred towards Asian Americans, as well as Asian Canadians, as well as South Asian, we tend to internalize a lot of that. And on top of that, all this dialogue and discourse of influencers being food reviewers and, you know, just being a transactional thing and always giving good reviews for whenever they're paid collaborations. The reality is I didn't want to be another influencer adding on to the problem. And so the best way that I could have done it in a more authentic way is this 100% self-funded series. Doing it in a way where, you know, that I'm paying it with my own hard-earned money. Desi Girl Approved and anything related to Desi Girl Approved won't be anything paid. It'll essentially be my way of connecting with small businesses and restaurants and, you know, the people that deserve and need the voice and recognition that they deserve. Fuzzy camera fit check, it is. Good morning. How's it going? Oop, AC turned on. I woke up about 30 minutes ago. The time is 7:10. Brushed my teeth, enjoyed, the view, the night sky. Made myself my first cup of coffee. Something's in the air. For some reason, I'm preferring black coffee over coffee with milk. Anyway, first coffee cheers of the day. Cheers. That's good. Plan for today. I do have a shit ton of editing to do and get done and things like that. But I also want to explore. And I need to hit up either a Shoppers or any sort of drugstore so I can get some supplies. Sadly, some of my liquids had to be thrown out during security check. I'm saying some because she was like, this is all the baggy you get. And I'm like, fuck. I gotta have to throw out some products. I've had them for quite some time. So I threw out the products that I've had and maybe need to rebuy. I have a list of what I kind of want to get, as well as some like sample perfumes that Shoppers always seems to give. That's first on the list. And then also some water. There's a vending machine downstairs, but I think, I'd rather buy like a 4-liter jug and then refill my water bottle. Once that's out of the way, I just want to explore the block a little bit. It's nice to now see a different season in Vancouver. It's now fall, and oh my god, the drive coming in from the airport. Oh, the fall foliage, I tell you. I want to wander around, see what my new morning walking route will be. So the to-do list for today is to go to Shoppers, buy all the stuff that I threw out, and figure out a way for when I fly back to Toronto. They all fit inside of a Ziploc baggie, a smaller size Ziploc baggie. And then after that, explore Seawall waterfront a little bit. There was also another one, Breka Cafe, Breka. I've heard that that's like a 24/7 cafe that's open. Is that true? Like, can a Vancouverite just let me know? Because that's insane. How is it 24/7? Breka Bakery and Cafe. On Google, it says that they're open 24/7. I don't know how a cafe like that functions. Anyway, I'm very curious, as well as go to the seawall waterfront, take some baby photos and videos. But at the same time, I just want to see what fall is like here. As I mentioned, this may be the new CTD HQ. My mom watching this is going to be like, what? Ma, calm down, calm down. Nothing is set in stone yet, okay? I've become, a changed, more relaxed person here. Like, I slept at 9 p.m. and I woke up at 5:30. Like, that never happens to me in Toronto. In Toronto, I sleep at 3 a.m. and then I wake up at 7:30. I'm always on running on 5 to 6 hours of sleep. But here I'm always maybe because we're here it's 3 hours behind of Toronto time, that I'm just okay, I can relax. It's technically 9 p.m. But yeah, with all that verbal diarrhea, let's get the day started. And once I'm a little changed and put together, okay, bye. This is day 1 fit check. A little Old Navy sweatshirt that says Ghouls and Witches Social Club, but wait till you see the back. I just thought for a very October-esque trip, I bring the Halloween spirit into it. So my lips, I don't know if you can see it, I did 2 of Kulfi Beauty lip stains. I outlined with tamarind, and then I went inside with guava. It just, I don't know, I'm loving this lip stain that it has. And I'll show you tomorrow a full makeup tutorial when it comes to mini makeup, travel friendly makeup when you just need one product to do multiple things. I will show you the full makeup tutorial as if I'm a makeup guru, but I would love to show you how I did this lip. But also, so what I've actually been doing is mixing the mini version of the Radiant Rani. This is their travel size with the Tatcha, the one that comes in the purple can, the purple tub. I think this combination works way better than this and my Pond's cream. So I'm gonna experiment a little while I'm here and see which actually works. Like it makes the application, my tinted moisturizer that I always use, my Dr. Jart BB cream, just like glides. So to be continued, but this has been chef's kiss lately. Well, with that all being said, let the first day of Vancity commence. Let's conquer Vancity. Day 1. Let's go. Let me put you right here. Now that I'm back, let me tell you the full story of what happened. First of all, my little shoppers outing. I was very taken aback when the shopper sales associate said that they wouldn't give me a sample perfume without purchasing any item. He first said any item, and then I was like, I'm purchasing, and I showed him my basket, a shit ton of your items. And then he was like, yeah, but you have to purchase beauty items. And then I had to pull but in Ontario, I was always able to get a sample from any Shoppers Drug Mart. That's the beauty of Shoppers, that they give you samples with whatever purchases. And then he was like, let me go ask my manager. And then he goes, trots away. He takes like 50 years, okay? But so I just stand there and I'm just like waiting for him. And then he's like, here you go. Here's what I'm asking for, da 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 da. And then he like, chummies me up and he's like, oh, this smells lovely, da 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 da. So, note to self, every Shoppers I have ever been to, regardless of what province you're in, they will always give you free samples of perfume. Like, it doesn't make sense to buy a whole stinking bottle when I need to fly by with like 100 ml. You know what I mean? Like, anyway, so besides that little hiccup where I kind of had to bring the Torontonian side of me out, let's do a little haul. I was very excited to see Cedar Valley. Cedar Valley is a Canadian and Windsor based, for my Windsor peeps, because that's where I was raised. my entire childhood. I was excited to see their original one, but I am in the hunt for their Zutter, as well as they did like a cinnamon toast crunch. Anyway, the point is I was so excited to see Cedar Valley here at Shoppers. So the first, just for some snacky do's, I did not know crisp minis came out in magic masala flavors, so I thought we try that out together. And then some Made Good granola bars. Then for the beauty stuff, some tweezers. A girl's gotta be a girl, you know what I mean? Bobby pins. My conditioner that I had to repurchase because it was thrown out at airport security. And then some Cetaphil. Kimon. There you go. Cleanser, which, you know, also got thrown out in the process. And then the perfume that I had to hunt for. Apparently their newest perfume that just came out, so that way, you know, I have one for the time that I'm here, because in honest to God, like, it doesn't make sense to purchase an entire bottle when that's also going to get confiscated. You know what I mean? So anyway, I had a little bit of a pushback with the shopper sales associates, so I don't know, that's just something that I've been finding here, where when it comes to just everyday things to do, like even in the place where I had my lunch, I had a falafel as well as a soup. Now, in the beginning when I entered, okay, there was also a white lady behind me. Okay, this was the experience. I enter in, she's entering behind me. They all look, this was one uncle, okay? He looks at me and he like just like passes by. I say hello, okay? I'm like, hello. And he just like doesn't even like realize that I exist in the room. And then he looks at the white lady, he's like, hello, how's it going? And I was like, I see how this is. Like a salad bar in the middle with a bunch of toppings that you essentially weigh at the end of it. And then I saw that they also have menu items on their till, their cash till section. And so that's when I was just browsing through and they were like, gosh, over the, I saw your mom the other day, she came by. So I figured maybe she's like a regular customer. Made sense, okay. And then I go up to the till, I place my order, and I ask for a lentil soup. And then they tell me that there's two types. There's one with beans and then there's one with dal. And I was like, interesting, okay. Mind you, the auntie, I'm gonna call her auntie because she reminds me of like your typical Arab mom, okay? Which I grew up with my Arab friends. So she was like, I made this one with beans, it's so good, so good. And I'm like, okay, let me try the one with beans, okay? And then she pours it in. The person beside her, I'm paying, and then is at the till, and he also gives me like a piece of pita bread, and he's like, oh, it's in-house pita bread that we make, da-da-da-da, you should dip it into the soup and it's so good, da-da-da-da. And so then as I'm looking at the soup, I see like, you know, obviously there's beans, like green beans and corn, and then I see like what looks to me like beef. And then in my brain, as I'm paid at this point, and I'm like taking the plate and I'm sitting down and I'm like, did I hear beans as beef or beef as beans? Anyway, so I was struggling for the last like 5 minutes and I'm like, do I tell her? Do I not? And so like I did what I did as a child of immigrants. I just ate the darn soup, okay? Mom, I know you're gonna be so upset, but listen, just close your eyes, just fast forward to the next one. I just couldn't go up to her and say I mistook it as beans. And so I just like kept eating the soup. It was delicious, okay? It wasn't bad. In fact, like it's raining right outside as I'm speaking to you. So it was like a very good hearty soup, but I completely mistook it. Like I'm supposed to be vegetarian today for, you know, it's Diwali currently right now, so for auspicious reasons. And so I'm just like, and just in general, like I tend to not eat beef. If I am going to eat meat, it'll predominantly be, in terms of red meat, I've actually never eaten beef. This is, I think, my second, I won't say never. This is like my second time that I've eaten beef. But they do seem like the type that, like, once I like cleared my plate and everything, they were like, oh, how was the soup? Da 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 da. You should come by. And they were like, you can finally now feel their hospitality that was lacking when I first entered the establishment. anyway, I won't hold it against them or anything. But yeah, if you're a vegetarian and you are going to green leaf salad, remember, it is beef lentil soup, not beans lentil soup. I'm like retracing what he said, what she said, and she was like, yeah, I only make it one time in a year. And I was like, okay, like, if auntie makes it once a year, then whatever she says goes, you know. I just wanted to make the Arab mom proud. Anyway, safe to say, while my mom will be very upset, I know this Arab mom was so happy, because I was telling her, I was like, yeah, I run this page called Chikka Tikka Diaries. I talk about food, and she's like, oh yeah. And so, like, she was very happy, but at the same time, I was just like, oops, I'm sorry, Bob. Anyway, that was an interesting lunch. I want to get some coffee. I'll go to the seawall waterfront and then go to Cafe Villaggio, get maybe like a cafe mocha, and then like walk back. I think that sounds fun. A lovely afternoon. Bye. Honestly, tell me something more peaceful than this on a fall evening. Like, the last time I was here, the leaves were like green in color, but now they've turned to this like beautiful rust. good. Actually quite good. We are here for one thing only, their happy hour daily specials. Ordered 6 featured oysters and then 6 premium oysters, as well as their grilled oysters, which will be their first time ever eating this. Yeah, char grilled oysters. And it's so good. So the bigger ones are regular. It's a little on the gritty side. I just want to make sure, are these the regulars? Or, sorry, Sunseekers?
Yes.
So these are the Sunseekers?
Yeah.
Okay, alright. This is good. They're in-house hot sauce. Cheers. Oh. I like this so much better. Wow. And I like the saltiness. I think that there's a saltiness in this. Their in-house hot sauce. Delicious. Like Tabasco. You have competition. The grilled oysters just came in. And they're like massive. They're piping hot. Do you see that grilling? Whoa. Wow. I get what you mean by when you say chicken texture. The middle of it definitely feels like chicken, but there is a fishiness to it, but like, it's not so overpowering. Quite good. Not as much as the lobster though. I think they could have added more lobster, because I think they've added more poutine and gravy than why offer lobster poutine when you're being skimpy. But the poutine itself is actually pretty good. 8 out of 10 for that. But I would have liked to see a little bit more lobster pieces.
beautiful is this view? Like, oh my goodness. And the mountains are hiding, but you can still see a little bit of them.